Good morning. It's February 26th, Thursday morning. Anyway, I got on the scale this morning. I came in at back at 501, so it's not looking good right now. I'm going to try to do what I can to curtail that, so that way tomorrow I'll have a better result. But this is one of the reasons why I really want to get as far away from 500 pounds as possible, is so I'll stop going into the 500 pound range. Other issue I had especially since last night, and I'm not trying to be gross, but you know, when you're taking terzepatide, it can affect your stomach, and it's kind of what I noticed. It's last night had the urge to go real bad, and you know, I went, and anyway, when I got finished, you know, later on I started having another urge to go, and it's still, but this time it's like nothing's been happening, and you know, I'm trying to keep this as clean as possible without going way too far off and giving disgusting details, of course. But you know, bowel movements are very important when you're trying to lose weight, and of course I have not been able to, you know, since last night I haven't been able to. So what I'm going to do today, you know, and I had to call in from work because, you know, my stomach still feels like, you know, hey, it's saying, hey, I need to go. I'm going to be staying home close to the, you know, at home, you know, close to the bathroom, so that way, if I can get something to happen, you know, I won't have an accident. So, any case, I'm going to probably get some prunes and, you know, maybe a laxative or something. And I hate taking laxative. I've heard some bad stories about, you know, your body becoming physically dependent on it in order to function, and I don't want my body becoming physically dependent on that. I would rather go the route of prunes, but if the prunes don't work, then I'll have to take the laxative. I do not want to do that. So anyway, but we're going to do this. We're going to see what happens, and hopefully tomorrow morning we'll have a better result, and I'll let you know that. In the meantime, I will catch you tomorrow, so hang in there, keep pushing, keep fighting, and never give up. I'll see you then.
Hello. It's ready. $500.4 pounds. Goodbye. Hello. It's ready. $500.4 pounds.
I don't like that, but. Good morning. It's February 27th, 2026. So, yes, I get on the scale this morning, and my weight is back at the 500 pound range, which, okay, yesterday I came in at 501. So, yeah, I know 500 is not as much as 501. Still, it seems like every time I keep getting away from where I'm trying to get away from, I end up back. You know, I know I might be butchering the saying, but it's like that movie that says, just when I thought I'm out, they pull me back in. You know, well, in any case, that's what I feel like. You know, I feel like I'm going, and I know ups and downs are natural when you're weighing in. So, yeah, this is one of those weeks. It's an up week, and I don't like it, but that's where I'm at. Got to face the facts, got to deal with it. So, anyway, yeah, so there's that. I did manage to get myself a little bit better from yesterday, so there's that at least. You know, the laxatives do tend to work, so we're gonna, you know, anyway. I hope I don't have to keep resorting to taking laxatives. I really don't like developing a a dependence on drugs to make myself go. That has been a fear of mine, is being physically dependent on something to actually make my body function, and I don't like that. I don't want to get to that point. It's something that just concerns me, and it's, you know, maybe I'm being a little overly cautious about it, but you know, that's why I also, you know, if push comes to shove and there's no, you know, I can always resort to prunes, which, you know, aren't the most tastiest thing, but they're not that bad either. You know, I can eat them up, and it's just waiting for them to kick in and work. That's the main thing. But anyway, overall, you know, yeah, it's an up week, unfortunately, but we're just gonna have to push through it and get it back down. And I'd like to get it back down lower. I do want to, while I'm thinking about it, I do want to give another shout out to Lucky Link Peptides. You know, if you're losing weight, tirzepatide is an option to check out. It does create some issues, like I said, and they vary from person to person. With me, for example, it affects me going to the bathroom. You know, instead of let me put it like this: it affects my regularity. You know, where I used to happen almost at every single time, every single day. You know, where you could almost set your watch to it. Well, that's been disrupted since I've been taking it. But you know, the side effects aren't as bad as, say, you know, what you're aiming for, which in my case is losing weight, losing lots of weight. You know, so something to check out. I will have a link in the description. But yeah. So anyway. But I've got to get moving. It sounds like there's a storm coming, and I need to get myself to work. So I'll close out by saying hang in there, keep pushing, keep fighting, and never give up. And I'll catch you next time.